Greetings and salutations, my name is OJ as always, and if I sound a little bit different, that's because I'm going to try, or I am currently trying, as you can hear, to use OBS to both record my audio as well as record the gameplay footage, because today we're going to be talking about chapter 36.5, aka the Walking Dead chapter, with Ricky, Dicky, DeadByDaylight, Boom, Shalaka, and Michonne. Just for a point of reference, I have never interacted with anything related to The Walking Dead. Never watched a show. That could be called sacrilege to some, but I have never watched a show, so I don't really have any attachment to these characters. However, as I just referenced, the only thing I know about it is the Ricky, Dicky, DeadByDaylight thing. But anyways, yeah, if I sound weird in this video, it's because I'm using OBS. I've tried my best to, because usually I use Audacity for recording my videos, such as all the episodes of the DBD-a-thon, but we do some live stuff now and then. Just as a point of reference, I have played a game as Ricky, Dicky, DeadByDaylight, because Michonne is currently disabled on the PTB, but what I haven't done is look at the proper patch notes. And I have looked at the perks as well, but we can still go over them, right? Chapter 36.5, with two new survivors, RickGrimes and Michonne Grimes. Rick, like all survivors, has three perks. The first is called Apocalyptic Ingenuity. After unlocking or rummaging through two chests, press the ability button for 8 seconds next to a broken pallet to build a fragile pallet. You see auras of broken pallets within 32 meters, and fragile pallets are destroyed after being dropped. This is just the anniversary pallets. You can create anniversary pallets, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think the requirement to, gain access to your actual perk is a bit much. 2 chests feels a bit much, considering that if a killer plays things well, they basically still get a hit anyways. I mean, everyone's played Anniversary, right? Party pallets are really bad. They're just not that good. I don't know how many times I played as killer and they've just dropped the party pallet whilst they're injured or something, and I just, avoid it, walk through it, hit them, down them. I feel like, personal opinions, of course, and this is what the PTB is for, to give changes and suggestions, etc. And this is my documented suggestions and changes. Make that one chest unlock / rummage, and everything else for it I'd say keep the same, but yeah, just make that one chest. I don't think it's so strong that you need to do 2 chests. At least, quick reminder, this is coming from someone who basically almost exclusively plays killer. The only times I ever played survivor is with one of my friends, or when Alan Wake came out, because I really like the first Alan Wake. I've still not played the second. The only thing I've seen from it is the Champion of Light shit, which is absolutely hilarious to me. But anyways, next perk, Come and Get Me. After unhooking a survivor whilst crouched and idle, press ability button 1 to make injured and dying survivors within 24 meters leave no scratch marks or pools of blood for 15 seconds. You scream and the killer sees your aura for 5 seconds. I saw a tweet making fun of survivor perk descriptions. This is exactly what I'm thinking about. Unhook a survivor, have to be crouched and standing still. You have to press an ability button, and it makes everyone within certain range leave no scratch marks or pools of blood. But you also scream, and the killer sees your aura for 5 seconds. The effect of this perk is, in my humble opinion, not strong enough to require the aura reading. I feel like you should just simply scream and do the loud noise notification, because that still alerts the killer to your position, right? And this would affect yourself as well. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna still sit on the fact that it should just be scream and not see aura. I feel like, again, this perk's actual effect isn't super strong enough to require the double negative. But anyways, third perk, Teamwork Toughen Up. I'm scrolling a bit weird. When another survivor pallet stuns or blinds the killer while you are injured and within 24 meters, your grunts of pain, scratch marks, and pools of blood are reduced by 100% for 30 seconds. It's a pretty alright perk. I don't think it needs any changes, at least not in my opinion. It's pretty decent. Weird that he has 2 perks that affect scratch marks and pools of blood, but anyways, it's Toughen Up. It's a fine perk. I ain't got any much to say about it. Michonne, who is unfortunately not playable right now. After you have healed one survivor, while downed with at least 25% recovery, press ability button 2 to recover instantly. You gain broken and then are downed after 30 seconds. Now, I can see a lot of potential in this perk. I can very easily see clips of people like getting themselves up, healing 2 survivors, doing a gen, stupid stuff like that. Otherwise, pretty strong, but not like mind-blowingly strong, right? I think it's the 25% recovery that kind of keeps it in check, because at least in my experience, most killers will just, you know, pick them up immediately. And I guess actually you could consider this a perk that counters slugging, I guess, because you could use those 30 seconds to like run to other survivors and heal them before you get downed again after those 30 seconds. Actually, yeah, no, okay. I'm seeing the potential in this perk. I'm actually quite fond of it. Last Stand. After spending 60 seconds in the killer's terror radius while not in chase, when you fast vault, stun the killer for 3 seconds if they are within a 2.5 meter radius. Then this perk is disabled for the rest of the trial. I'm going to be real, I've seen a lot of talk on this perk online. I saw a clip of someone doing a Goomba stomp on a ghoul, which is kind of funny. And as someone who plays a lot of killer, you know, I think this perk is actually a bit too handicapped. 60 seconds in killer radius or killer terror radius while not in chase is bad enough, right? But then you have to specifically fast vault, and they have to be within a certain meter radius. I think, just personally, as someone who plays a lot of killer, the perk should not be disabled for the rest of the trial. I think, in my personal opinion again, it should be an exhaustion perk, akin to, I believe Head On is an exhaustion perk, which, you know, in a sense kind of does a similar thing, where you have to get in a locker and after a certain amount of time you can, you know, jump out and stun them. Obviously it's a bit different because lockers are a lot easier to do, but still 60 seconds and you get a one-use ability, which of course can get you a save and stuff like that, right? That's good. But I don't think it should be disabled for the rest of the trial. Like, it should either be an exhaustion perk or give it, like, I don't know, 3 charges? 2 charges? No, 2 or 3, right? I don't want to... Obviously, if you make it too strong, it'll be ridiculous. Like, every time killer won't be able to pick up a survivor anywhere unless it's just... No, yeah, as long as you would have to be near a wall that doesn't have a window, a pallet, or, like, this perk could be game breaking, but I don't think it should be disabled for the rest of the trial. It should just have like 1 or 2 2 or 3 charges, or my throat, an exhaustion, like a long exhaustion, like long, not like 30 seconds. No, make it like 60 seconds in killer terror radius is bad enough as is. So wait, I don't know, 60 seconds? This perk has been the controversial one that everyone's talking about, but it's not as bad as everyone says it is. And this is, I actually think it needs a buff, which is coming from someone who plays a lot of killer. Well, I say a lot, no, exclusively plays killer. But anyways, moving on to the next perk. Teamwork Throwdown. When you pallet stun or blind the killer, other injured survivors within 24 meters gain endurance and see the killer's aura for 10 seconds. This perk's good, right? It's pretty solid. It would... I see, obviously, as I just said, I don't really play much Survivor, so I'm not going to be the expert on when this perk would be useful and when it wouldn't be useful, but it looks pretty good on paper. Obviously, you need a survivor within a certain radius, but yeah, I think it could be good. It will probably be helpful for those that struggle with not all going to save a hook at the same time. Like, I'm sure by now anyone that's watching this video has seen the pig video, because why did that have 500 views? That in the second gameplay clip in that pig video, I literally downed everyone because they were near, like, what am I saying? It's a good question. This perk looks fine. It looks fine. It doesn't look too strong or too broken. It's probably good, but again, I'm not a Survivor main or Survivor player on a consistent basis, so I wouldn't know too much on when it could be useful. I'm trying to think of how it would be useful against myself, like playing killer. I'm going to be real, I don't see it, but that's besides the point. Anyways, we have some killer updates. From this point forward, I do not know anything, because for the most part, I've been avoiding any spoilers to make this video itself, right? Killer updates. The Executioner, so Pyramid Head. Increased punishment of the damned range to 10 meters was 8. Increased maximum rights of judgment duration to 10 seconds was 5. That's good. Increased rights of punishment trail lifetime to 90 seconds. Good. Decreased movement speed during rights of judgment to 4.2. Okay. I mean, considering it's like you're getting 3 buffs, right? And then you get a small nerf. I say small, that could be crazy, but by the way, thank God they're doing all these changes before I make my video on the... I was going to make words. They're really difficult, aren't they? After Deathslinger, who I'm planning to get a video up on tomorrow, I am actually going to be talking about Pyramid Head. So knowing that all of this is coming helps me say that in advance before I say anything else. Inputs for rights of judgment, punishment of the damned, and sending a survivor to a cage can now be held, starting the action as soon as it becomes available. So you could hold the attack button as you press down your punishment of the damned, and then wait, no. So you can hold the attack button as you put down your rights of judgment, meaning that punishment of the damned would come out instantly the second the sword is in the ground. That's quite good. Yeah, okay, that's quite good. Survivors who are rescued from a cage get 10% haste and endurance for 10 seconds. That is a nerf. That's a big nerf, but it makes it act like as if they got unhooked. That's not too bad. I guess it prevents multiple people from going down at once, I suppose. That's a good thing for survivors. I feel like that's fair, right? Increased blood point score for rescuing a survivor from cage to 2,000. Okay. Execution add-ons, pardon me by the way. Actually, I was going to have a big section in the video where I complained about his add-ons because they are really, really, really bad. In most of the videos, I haven't talked about add-ons because I don't really use them. It's weird to say, I very rarely kind of use add-ons properly. I just kind of use 2 brown ones that give me like a small buff to my power and call it a day, right? I'm not sure why I do that, but hey ho, to each of their own, right? And there is a lot, because his add-ons, the reason I was going to complain about them is because they are like the worst part about the Pyramid Head. Like, they are all very, very boring. So them getting changed, and I can see there's a lot of them, I'd say this is a good thing. Should I even read out every single one of them? I mean, I can skim for a few, right? Punishment down range increased by 25%, decreases whip by 25%. That's cool. Then there's a opposite version of it where it decreases the range and increases the width. That's cool. Increased rights of judgment retard rate by 10%. Nice. Maximum duration of rights of judgment by 5 seconds was 1. Huh? What does that mean? Am I stupid? Anyways, decreases punishment of the damned cooldown by 10%. Good. Speed of which trails. Is there any others that are like particularly rights of judgment trails to inflict exhausted? It decreases the duration of stuns while using rights of judgment. Okay, that one's good as well. Aura of rescuer when a survivor is saved from the cage. That's good. Decreased terror radius got my attention because I love jump scaring people. Grants undetectable while using rights of judgment. That's another one for me. Auras of survivors injured by punishment of the damned for 8 seconds. That could be good, especially with these increased range ones. Like, so you get their, so you can have their aura where was that one? Increased or reveal aura when they're injured by your, like, you know, special attack. And if it's for 8 seconds, you do have the time to hit them with a second one if you have the increased range, right? At least I would think so. Oblivious for 80 seconds. Nice. Personal favorite for me as well. Now allows punishment of the damned to destroy pallets and breakable walls. Okay. That's interesting. Decreased punishment of the damned range by 50%. Ranges increases by creating rights of judgment trails up to a maximum of 200. So what? So you would get 150 extra range? That's a lot. Interesting. Clown. Increase haste effect of after-piece tonic to 12%. That's good. Increase spread of after-piece antidote, or antidote I meant for both of these. Gas clouds, that's okay, that's cool. Decrease the time it takes for the... So, by the way, after-piece antidotes, they're the yellow bottles. So, the ones that give haste, obviously. Duh. Decrease the time it takes for after-piece antidote gas clouds to activate to 1 second. That's okay, that's good, actually. Decrease the hindered effect. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I've said in previous videos, I really like hindering. I quite like Clown's gameplay loop as well. 12%, that's a big change. 3%. Decrease the hinder effect linger time to 1 second. I don't like that. I'm gonna be real. You know, we can get haste more often, but I would prefer 3% hindered to 2% haste. I prefer for that to linger for 2 seconds still. Why did they do that? Yeah, that looks really bad, actually. Nah, I'm not liking that. Increase movement speed while reloading to 2.3 meters per second. That's good. Decrease the time it takes to reload to 2.5 seconds. That's good. Input for reloading. Oh, okay, so the same as Pyramid Head, where you can just do the action immediately. Yeah, I don't like these changes. I don't like them. Like, that's not a fair change. Like, he gets haste more often, right? But his hindered is just worse. What's the idea? Is it to like balance out the usage of the bottles? If you want to balance out the usage of the bottles, give them separate amounts. Like, say you have 4 purple bottles, you have 4 yellow ones, reload them separately. That would work well with the increased reload time. Or decreased reload time, I mean. Yeah, not fond of these, actually. Addons, sure. Increase movement speed while reloading. Increase the hindered penalty. Enough the hindered penalty as well. Just so it's... Even with that add-on, you still don't get the 15% that it used to be. Okay, sure. Pig! Ooh! That's that killer that I got 500 views on. I'm gonna keep saying that till I die, by the way. Increase well, first things first. Let's see if they can fix the fact that the pig has a power that she needs to lose the game to have work. Increase ambush movement speed to 7.1 meters was 6.9. Okay. Increased crouched movement speed to 4 meters was 3.8. Okay, good. Increases her ambush / crouch stuff. Decrease the time it takes to crouch and uncrouch by 0.2 seconds. That's, I guess, more teabagging. More teabagging. Increase the rate at which terror radius fades when crouching to 0.33. Okay, that's good. Inputs for crouch, so same thing as Pyramid Head. So I guess you could ambush immediately the second you're like crouched. That's strong. That could improve it. Increase blood point scores for... Okay, sure. Searching a jigsaw box now avoid survival points. Okay. Some add-on changes. Okay. The Knight. Worried. I always get worried when I see his name. Same goes to Skull Merchant. Them two are like 2 peas in a pod. Right, let's read this. Increase max patrol path length to 38 meters for 32. Okay. Increase the patrol path creation speed to 15. That's good. Increased patrol path acceleration. So how long it takes for it to go from slow to fast when you're creating it. Okay. Increased strafe speed while creating a patrol path to 100%. Okay. Increase the standard spawn time of the Carnifex to 8 seconds. Carnifex is the fat one that destroys stuff. Okay. I'm not really ever going to use the Carnifex during, like, to chase people, though. I'm usually just going to use it to destroy something. Decrease the standard spawn time for the assassin to 4 seconds. Okay. That's not too bad, because obviously he's the chase one, right? Decrease the standard spawn time of the jailer to 4? 4 was 10. What? What's the point in him? Huh? What is the point in the jailer then? The whole idea is he's meant to hold long chases. If his standard spawns in 4 seconds, the chase is going to be over. What's the whole point of him is that he's meant to run people across the map and keep them occupied. He's a time waster. Are you trying to encourage the pincer movement? That's what I like. That's what I call it. I think other people call it the pincer movement. Is where you kind of try to hit a survivor at the same time as the night's guards hit someone. It was very prominent till he got his mini rework alongside Singularity a while back. He's just asking for people to do it again. But he still has the nerfs where he can't chase a survivor at the same time as his guards, or else the guards just disappear in 2 seconds. 4. Jesus Christ. He's dead. Knight found dead in a ditch. Taken out back. I mean, the couple of buffs at the top are alright, but that's confusing. I'm not sure why we're doing that. That's... 5 seconds was fine as well. 1 second doesn't change. That's mental. 6 second decrease. Okay. Some changes to add-ons. Increases patrol path by 4 meters was 10. Okay, that's because obviously they've changed how that works. The Oni increased the demon strike turn rate limit during the open phase of the attack to 540 degrees. So what, he can't, huh? What does that mean? He can't do I'm not sure what that means, actually. I just made a video on him as well. I'm really not sure what that means. How much he can turn during the attack? Because obviously the whole idea with him is so you can, round a corner immediately. You can do, a 180 and hit people. Okay, the new item, the Fog Vial. I am not very fond of it. I don't mind its effect. The smoke bomb kind of... It's meant to be a smoke bomb, right? I don't mind its effect. It's another issue of anti... what's the word I'm looking for? There's someone online who's been complaining, reasonably so, about the effects of this item, how it makes them sick and stuff. It's accessibility. That's what I'm looking for. If there's an anti-accessibility thing, people who are hard of hearing, I mean, they're gonna get screwed over by the audible sounds. Those who can't see very well, decrease visibility. But in my opinion, as someone who is not hard of hearing or hard of sight, I still don't like it. It's got to do with the fact that it can recharge. I don't like that it can recharge. Why can it recharge? This item, arguably, is very potent. From the testing I've done, both playing as a survivor and the few games I played as killer in the PTB, right? Because I've played a few games, right? I was mostly just playing as the artist because I wanted to try out the Boulay Brother skin, which, by the way, mwah, perfect skin. Fantastic. Artist stays winning at all times. But yeah, this thing, I don't like going against it, and I don't like using it. I just think instead of it having, instead of it just recharging like it's some perk, give it a few charges, and then once it's used up, you disable it. How hard is that? Every other item in the game runs out of its charges, and then it's, you can't use it, right? Why is this thing not the same? Have it be 3 charges. That's my opinion, right? In my opinion, it should be 3 charges. Use it 3 times and then it stops working. Because what you can do in those 3 charges is quite a lot. Because it's a very potent item, right? There's obviously the different versions of it, common, uncommon, rare. There is not a very rare version of it, which, thank God. Vigo. I'm mentioning Vigo? Alright. Got my attention. Add-ons for it. They reworked keys, but again, I don't play Survivor too much. I will just quickly skim over it. Sure. Nothing for me to know. Rework to the map. I do think, actually, I did see this one and kind of laughed because while revealing auras, press the use button. No, it's this one, the first one. Consume 1 charge to reveal auras of windows and pallets in range of set duration. I'm going to be real, you chief. Like 40% of survivors use windows of opportunity, and the other 60% know where the windows are, know where the pallets are. It's kind of a useless thing. The beam of light, though, that could be kind of useful. Kinda. Different versions of the map, retired key and map add-ons. Okay, so perk changes. Killer perks. Insidious. Decrease the time it takes to activate to 1 second. Sure, still never gonna use it. Hubris. I like hubris. I've mentioned in previous videos that I like using it with, you know, the pallet shredder builds with Enduring and Spirit Fury. Increase the duration of the expose effect to 30 seconds. Okay, that's good for me. I like that a lot. Dragon's Grip. Decrease cooldown to 30 seconds. Also good. Scourge Chuck Hangman's trick. That's genuinely one of the worst perks ever. Ooh, increased aura reading range to 16 meters. Oh my god, what? This is the best perk of the whole game, guys. Don't worry, I'm going to be using it in all of my matches. I did actually have a comment recently that pointed out that it could be used alongside the, what do you call it? What is her name? Houndmaster's perk, where she can create Scourge hooks. I'm sure. I mean, I guess you can, but I'd still argue that there's better aura reading perks that are just more useful, even ones involving hooks like barbecue and chili. Overwhelming Presence, a rework. When a survivor starts using an item within 32 meters of you, they gain exhausted for 15 seconds. Okay. When a survivor within 32 meters of you gains exhausted, you see the closest words, they're difficult. Exhausted survivor's aura for 4 seconds. It's clearly been reworked because of the new item, because the new item doesn't have charges, because this is what this used to do. It used to increase the amount of charges that were used up. Actually, that's now made me think, for those like fog vials, maybe they could work on a charge system. But like, say you have a fog vial, it uses up 25 charges of 100 every time you use it, because then this perk would still work the same. Franklin's Demise, oh no. Increased aura reading range to 64 meters. No longer causes dropped items to lose charges over time. What's the point in it then? This is cause of the new item. See, we should just be giving it charges. What is the point in this perk now? Outside of its use with like the Vecna perk, Weave's Attunement. Wow, they just gutted Franklin's. Shit. Sure. Stupid new item. Gutted Franklin's, and it's just annoying to go against. It's not even fun. I mean, it's good that they're creating new items, right? That would help Survivor, like the amount of people playing Survivor. Trust me. I decided to record some footage yesterday when the Oni video came out to, you know, for future videos. Man, it took me longer to get in a game than I was in games. I'm recording like 2 killers every 3 hours. Stupid. Survivor perks, as I've said before, I'm not particularly a Survivor player, so a lot of these could hurt me in some way, shape or form. I remember seeing people complaining about something. I think it's built to last. It's the one where if you sit in a locker, you get charges back. 8 seconds. Wow, 8 seconds? That's quick. Streetwise rework. First time you deplete an item with charges, see the killer's aura for 8 seconds. Okay. When only 2 survivors, and then yeah, the rest of it is random stuff. Yep. Rick and Michonne are meant to have voiceover lines. Apparently, thingy, I don't actually remember his name. Norman Reedus, not the Death Stranding guy, or the guy that was meant to be in Silent Hills. Please, I want that game. I need that game in my system. But yeah, he's also here. I think he has voice lines as well, which is cool. More licensed survivors with voice lines is always good. It's always good as well when they can actually get the actor to come and do voice lines, which I think is the case for Rick and Daryl. I don't think it's the case for Michonne. I don't know. I don't know what the situation with her is. I've seen people complaining about it though. The same thing happened to Saga Anderson from Alan Wake 2. But then again, a lot of people on there have just been kind of almost entitled, because I mean, I understand being upset that, you know, your favorite character doesn't have voice lines, but sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, as a white man may say. Sometimes an actor just might not be available. Sometimes they may just say no. Some of them just don't want to be in this. If that's the case, you kind of just have to respect their decision. That, or they might have scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. There's a bunch of reasons why they might not come into the game and voice, and you can obviously be upset about that, you can be disappointed, but yeah, I've seen some people taking it a little bit too far. It's kind of like the same thing with Ellen Ripley, how, is her name Sigourney Weaver? I think that's her name. How she didn't, well, her likeness is not actually in the game, and that could be for a myriad of reasons. As always, it's they have to give their consent for their voices or faces to be used. But she's obviously given consent to use her face, like Michonne, I mean, but maybe she just couldn't come into voice, which obviously disappointing, blah blah blah, but you kind of have to just take it on the chin and call it a day, right? But yeah, overall, new survivors is always good. That will improve killer queue times for me, so I'm not complaining. But man, killer updates, yikes. Pyramid Head, you know, Pyramid Head's probably the best thing here, right? His add-ons desperately needed a rework. I'm very happy they got reworked, and you know, these buffs that he got is pretty good as well. But the stuff to the clown and the pigs ones are of note, I suppose. They're very nothing-y buffs, at least for me, right? But the stuff that happened to the knight and clown, gods. This is bad. I hope this doesn't come. I mean, this is the whole point of the PTB, right? We tell behavior, hey, this sucks. Let's not do this. This isn't the worst killer change they've ever done. That has to still probably go to the twins when they became the best killer in the whole game. That was insane to watch in real time. They're still really strong anyways, but like, they became the best because of their buffs. This is bad. All the clown stuff is bad. I mean, I didn't really read the add-ons. Probably all right, but his actual changes, yeah, they stink. And the knight, oof. Rest in peace, man. Is his name Tarkos? I think his name's Tarkos. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Yeah, that is crazy. 4 seconds. Sheesh. But anyways, to round out the video, I wish to play a game as Survivor. You know, play as Ricky Why's the fog vial in my hand? Anyways, we're not actually going to be playing as Ricky Dicky DeadByDaylight. We're going to be playing as Death Stranding guy, because, you know, it's Death Stranding guy who doesn't like Norman Reedus. By the way, his face model actually might just be one of the best in the entire game. Like, genuinely, that is Norman Reedus, like pinpoint accurate. As you can see, I have no blood points, because on the live server I had none anyways. Is there anything here that I can use? You know, let's just take the stupid sealed envelope, and let's ruin everyone's lives with the fog vials, because why not? I'm just going to keep Rick's 3 perks. They're even in color coordinated order. Or maybe I should, no, I haven't used Michonne's perks yet, so let's equip those, right? So Teamwork Throwdown, Last Stand, and Conviction. And let's look for a match. Yeah, looking at that patch, I really hope it doesn't come to the live server. Those killer changes need to be halted or put on hold. Maybe we should consult people. I just want to know the thought process behind some of these changes. Like, on the one hand, this is like a really good, this could be a really good chapter, right? This is a great pick for survivors, you know, Daryl and not Daryl, Rick and Michonne. Those are some really good picks. Obviously, Walking Dead is very popular, so I see that as a win across the board, right? But the stuff with the fog vials, which, as I've said, I'm not particularly fond of. The stuff with the clown and the knight, I'm not fond of that at all, right? I want to know the thought process behind some of the changes. I want to know who said in the office, yeah, them clown changes look good, ship them. Yeah, them night changes look good, ship them. Like, who thought of that? Who was thinking? This is exhausting. You know, I'm just glad I get to rant about something again, right? Because the next video is obviously, as I said, meant to be on Deathslinger, unless, you know, I decide to do something else in the meantime. Because I feel like I should explicitly say this again. Despite how many Dead by Daylight videos I've made, I am not a Dead by Daylight content creator. I am not looking to be a Dead by Daylight content creator. I am autistic, and what comes with autism? Hyperfixations, special interests, and as of current, my hyperfixation just so happens to be on Dead by Daylight, which is why I'm playing it. Oh, we're fighting Pyramid, which is why I'm playing it and making so many videos on it. And because I'm not a quitter, because even if I lose interest, right? Because, you know, that does happen after a while. You can lose interest in something and stop wanting to make videos on it. I'm gonna hold my ground. I'm gonna make my way to Springtrap. I just have to hope that in the time it takes for me to get the Springtrap, we don't get that original chapter that we're meant to get sometime soon. But anyways, Survivor. I'm gonna give you a big old warning. I'm very bad at Survivor. I cannot play it to save my life. There's a reason I went to Killer. I just find it easier, more enjoyable. Also, not very good. Yeah, I'm not very good at Survivor, and you're probably going to see that in action because of, well, yeah, you're going to see it in action. I struggle a little to commentate when I'm playing games at the same time. Oh, this is what I get for not using windows of opportunity. Oh my god, DeadByDaylight. He may save me. No, he didn't. He did. DeadByDaylight did not save me. Yeah, as I said, or as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, I'm pretty bad at commentating. Well, this is my first time, right? This is my first time trying to commentate whilst playing a game at the same time. Yeah, words. Yeah, I'm not very good at Survivor, as you just saw. I live and die off of using windows of opportunity, because, as I've said, I'm not very good at it, and I need the help. Did he just get grabbed off the jet? I would personally move away a little bit. You never know, gang. He could have the super duper range shot of doom. Actually, I probably should consider that. He was holding them trails quite a lot. He could be using the Eerie add-on, which obviously, as we looked at, increases the range the longer he holds down the Rights of Judgment. Anyways, let us go find a Jen. Is he already on my ass again? I'm gonna cry. Someone went down somewhere behind. Okay, watch this. You guys gotta watch this. You guys. What am I saying? Watch. I'm gonna be like the best survivor ever. I'm gonna be super duper altruistic. That's the right word, right? Just for reference, by the way, usually when I play Survivor, I like to do like healing build. Now, how the hell did that happen? We're gonna need to run. What is... Damn. Shit. This game might be over quicker. This game may be over pretty quick, guys. Thankfully, though, I have kind of run my mouth on what I think of this patch as a whole. I don't think this patch is going to be very good. I do know that there is a new building type being added. So akin to like Shack for this Walking Dead chapter. That's cool. I think that's neat. I haven't encountered said buildings or said building yet, but you know, more stuff on the map is always a good thing in my opinion. Though it does obviously depend on the actual layout for this new area. If it's like Shack 2.0, like the survivors get 2 shacks, maybe not. I do know it's Walking Dead themed, which does worry me a little, because as we've seen on 2 occasions now, they can and have removed, like licenses from the game. So if there come a day where they remove The Walking Dead from the game, would that They probably thought about that, actually. They probably have, like, a non-licensed version of that new building. But yeah, in general, I think this patch is not very good. At least, obviously, this is the PTB. We've got till July 29th, I believe, until the patch officially comes out. So, you know, a good amount of time to actually make our voices heard and let behavior know on what our changes are, or what changes we want, right? Yeah, this game is not going very well. Not a single gen done. It's probably my fault. As I've said, not very good at Survivor. Let's just try, you know? I haven't even been using my actual perks. I forgot what they do. That's probably not a good sign. Right, both of them, we're all on Death Hook, so the second he finds any of us, we are dead. I am gonna try my hand at saving someone. How does he keep doing that? Okay, no, he is coming my way. Let's use Shack, guys. Now, watch this. Wait, am I goated? Oh, goated. Watch Fog Vial play of the century. Right here, right now. Oh, he whiffed! Oh my god! Yeah, it's game over, guys. But yeah, in general, I think this patch is not great, at least at first glance. Obviously, things can be improved, and I will be updating? Yeah, I'll be sure to make a video when the full patch comes out and see what they did and didn't do. But so far, to round it out, new Survivor's great, of course. New perks are pretty okay. I think they probably should buff that one that stuns off of, you know, the fast vault. Knight and clown changes are really, really bad, and the pyramid head changes are probably the biggest positive. Fog vials suck, but you heard that all from me here and now, right? Anyways, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, the rest of your day, whatever you wish for me to say. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and hopefully tomorrow's video should be on the Death Slinger as part of the DBD-a-thon. But yeah, hope you had a good day, or enjoyed the video, and I shall see you next time.